Shalom. Call Hanayinaya how about Shemi Shai by Shem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone of well, Shalom to the 144,000. The 1/3 remnant men, women, and children of the whole for elect Shalom. This is the brother Kabar Yas coming back at you with another lesson. Do the Spain Parent how about Shemi Shai, praise and let's begin to find straight to the point. We're gonna jump right into it, man. Okay, and as World War III ramps up, the military draft is gonna come back. It's already happening in certain places, man. Okay, in Ukraine, all right. There was a video that the brother Ariel he showed where, all right, Ukrainian soldiers is just snatching men off the streets, man. Okay, they just literally snatching men off the streets, man, and forcing them to fight. Okay, in that little so-called proxy war that's going on between Russia and Ukraine, man. Okay, and here's an article from the People's Voice.tv. It says Poland issues emergency military draft for all men. World War III is coming. Okay, World War III is here, but it just ain't going full blown yet. Okay, and that's gonna happen and that's gonna literally happen everywhere, man. Okay, and it ain't just gonna be men getting drafted; it's gonna be women getting drafted as well. Okay, because they already passed the legislation, man. Okay, and they already said something last year that, the draft was coming back this year. Okay, this is going to happen in Babylon and the Great America too, man. Okay, as things continue to intensify over there in Western Asia, man. So the draft is going to come back, okay, in a major, major way. So let's read this article. It says the Polish government has issued an emergency military draft for all men in the country. And that means all men, and all men of all ages. Okay, here they got the men between ages of 18 to I think around about 24, 26 somewhere, where men can be drafted. Yeah, pretty soon it's gonna be all men and all women. It ain't gonna matter what age you are. As World War III intensifies, okay. Like we say, World War III has begun, but it hasn't gone full blown yet. Okay? It says the Polish government has issued an emergency military draft for all men in the country. AIM fears that Europe is about to enter World War III with Russia. And really, World War III is going to be with all the nations, man. Okay? The Lord Yahweh Shai is gathering all the nations. Excuse me. In a speech to the Polish parliament, Prime Minister Donald Tusk says the government aims to enlist every man in the country within the next few months. Efforts are being made to prepare large-scale military training for every adult male in Poland, he told the Sims, whatever the hell that is. We will try to have a model ready by the end of this year so that every adult male in Poland is trained in in the event of war, so that this reserve is comparable and inadequate to the potential threat. Tusk says the Ukrainian army has 800,000 soldiers, whilst Russia has around 1.3 million, and he wants to increase the size of the Polish army, including reservists, to 500,000 from around 200,000 now. We're talking about the need to have an army of 500,000 in Poland, including the reservists, he said. So they need souls, man, for this next third and final war. Excuse me, Snarky. It seems if we organize things wisely, and I'm talking constantly with the Minister of Defense, we will have to use several courses of action. That means the reservists, but also intensive training to make those who do not go into the army fully fledged and competent soldiers during a conflict, he added. Tusk said women may also undergo, ooh, there it is. See, told you. Not just men, women as well. Let's continue. It says, Tuss says women may also undergo military training, but war is still to greater extent to the domain of men. Yeah, they're saying that now. They saying that now. But hey, the elites, they need souls, man. So it's gonna be both men and women. So the prime minister said his government was also carefully examining France's proposal to include Europe under its nuclear umbrella. I would like to know first of all in detail what it means in terms of the authority over these weapons, he said. Okay, so look, hey, a draft is coming. It's happening over there in Poland. All right, that's gonna happen here in Babylon. It's gonna be mandatory over here, man. Okay, so hey, as things continue to intensify, man, yeah. So get ready. So without further ado, let's get some scriptures. Because this third woe is coming quickly. Stay in Revelation. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe coming quickly. Okay, so that third world war is coming quickly, man. The destruction. Okay, so these nations are being gathered together in the let's get it. I don't want to butcher it. I'm about to butcher it, so let's just go on and get it. Joel 3, and let's start at verse 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. All right, starting with the elect on this side, okay? The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, okay? Starting with the elect on this side. 2/3 are going to be the ones that are going to be getting drafted. Some are going to die from starvation. Some are going to die in the civil wars here. Some are going to be getting drafted to go fight in this third world, okay? Third World War. So, hey, all you nigglets and all you Pookieshas and Pookies and Ray Rays, all you, hey, you Jakes, man. Okay? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, man. Hey, if you're not a part of the elect, man, you're going to get caught up in these things, man. Now, we pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua that he keep us from these things, man. Okay? That hour of temptation. Okay? Because of not only, hey, that thing going to be chipped, okay? You're gonna be micro C hip, okay? When that's been made mandatory, and that's what's gonna kickstart World War III, okay? These are nations' economy, okay? When it goes down, they make this MOTB mandatory. That's what's going to kickstart all World War III, man. And we're very close to these very two important prophecies happening. Okay, the MOTB, like he tells you in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. You should hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? So don't be troubled when you see these things happening. Okay? The end is not yet. Okay? Because, hey, the MOTB's got to be made mandatory. And then when World War III kicks off, they're going to make that military draft also mandatory, man. Okay? So, yeah, a lot of things are coming down the pipeline, man. So things are speeding up. The prophecies are speeding up, man. Okay, let's continue. It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahushaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and have pardoned my land. Okay, so this is why these nations are being gathered together, okay? Okay, let's get this. And hey, these nations are starting to what? Increase their military. Let's read this, verse 9. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty man. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. These nations are building up their military. They building up the missile defense, the military defense, everything. Okay? So it's coming down the pipeline, man. Let's go to now. Second Ezra. Second Ezra 16, verse let's see. I'll start at verse 32. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 32. And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel there through. Okay? These cities are gonna be left desolate, man, just like in the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith, man. Okay? Alright. So hey, that's coming. Verse 33. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers, okay? Because these men are going to start getting drafted. Women too now, okay? Women are going to be getting drafted as well. Verse 34, and in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Okay, and this is all going to lead up to what? Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, where it says, in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. Okay? And 7 is just a number of completion, man. Okay, it's going to be more than 7 women. Okay, and it's going to be so few men left. Okay, because the men are going to be getting drafted. They're going to be dying of famine. They're going to be dying of pestilent diseases, everything, man. Okay, these women are not going to have no help, man. And the men that are left, yeah, you know what they're going to be doing to you women. Okay, so, excuse me, snarky about that. You know what they're going to be doing. Okay, I ain't got to tell you. Okay, those that are in the know, they in the know. Those that don't know, you gonna find out, man. This is why the men of the Lord are here to warn you Israelites, man. Okay, of the things that are coming down the pipeline. Because, hey, and let's skip down to verse 37. Behold, the plans draw nigh and are not slack. Okay, these prophecies are drawing near. Like it says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Verse 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb with pains. When the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn and sorrow because of sorrow shall come upon it on every side, man. So we're in the beginning of sorrows, okay? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. Let's get that. Yeah, let's go up here. Let's go back up here to 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay? What you gonna do? We're in the beginning of evils. Evils are coming upon the earth, man. Verse 19, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves be in good case. Okay? Now, Trump, he suspended those tariffs for now, but I think he said, in next month in April, yeah, they gonna go back. Okay? So, All right, days may go down for a little while. The food may go down for a little while, but eventually the food prices are going to increase, man. Okay, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And seeing that happening. Verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the others that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. A lot of you, Israelite men, Israelite women, all right, 2/3 to be exact, are going to be getting drafted and you're not coming back home, man. Okay? You're not coming back. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Okay? Let's get another scripture. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 3. And let's go down to the last two verses right here. All right, Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 25. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men slaughter, and thy mighty in the war. Okay? So, and here in Babylon, these people ain't going to want to go and fight. Like he tells you, I think it's Jeremiah chapter 51. We going to get it. Okay? Verse 26, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she shall be desolate, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Okay? And with the few men that's left, man, okay, men are going to become a commodity, man, because these women are going to be looking for men, not just any man. Okay, they're going to be looking for the men of the Lord. Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And how you be called by a man's name? Through marriage. And what is marriage according to the Bible? Sex. Sex is marriage according to the Bible. Okay? Let's get this in the Good News Translation. Okay, so those of you that are still in denial, man, prophecy gonna hit you. Let's read this in the Good News Translation, man. Especially you women, man. You're gonna have to share your man if you got one. And I'm talking about a man of the Lord. I ain't talking about just any man in the world, a worldly man. I'm talking about a man of the Lord, man. That the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai is dealing with. Okay? Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1 in the Good News Translation. When that time comes, 7 women will grab hold of one man and say, we can feed and clothe ourselves, but please let us say you are our husband, so that we won't have to endure the shame of being unmarried. For women to be unmarried, okay? These women are going to be shamed for not having a man, okay? What does it say? With no covering, man. Without a man's covering, you're done. I'm talking about a man in the Lord's covering. Okay? So, anyway, let's continue. I don't want that. Let's see. Oh, con. I know I was going to get next. Yeah. Let's get this in Jeremiah. I said I was going to get this. Because a lot of these young... Because a lot of these young folks, man, they ain't going to want to go and fight in this third and final war, man. They're not. Let's get this. This is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 30, straight to the point. The mighty men of Babylon have born to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might has failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Let's get this in the Good News Translation. All right. Get this in the Good News Translation. Jeremiah 51 and verse 30. Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 30 in the Good News Translation. The Babylonian soldiers have stopped fighting and remain in their forts. They have lost their courage. That's the American soldiers, man. These Babylonian soldiers. Nobody wants to join the military anymore. Nobody wants to fight for this country. All right? Nobody wants to fight. Okay? And soldiers have come out and said that, hey, it's worthless. It's useless fighting for Babylon, man. People are waking up to the bullshit, man. And that's why no one wants to go and fight for America no more, man. Okay? They lost their courage and have become helpless. The city gates are broken down and the houses are on fire, man. So no one wants to go and fight for this wicked ass queen, man. But that's the reason why they're gonna have to bring back the draft. You see what's going on in Poland, man. Okay, let's go back to that article. Okay. They issued emergency military draft. Okay. The same thing is going to happen here in Babylon, man. Okay. So that's coming here to Babylon, the Great America. They going to make it mandatory here. Okay. So with that, I'm going to end it here. I pray this lesson was edifying and straight to the point. All praises and glorifications go see how about Shmi Shai. By Hashem Rakakwadash. It's on to the next one. Shalom. Kwam Yasharala. Why about the ball? Shalom.